Zootopia was originally intended to be a dark dystopian film for adults, where predators are forced to wear shock collars. Then, Disney watered it down because family-friendly movies sell better. So, I'm gonna write a dark Zootopia movie 3 times darker than what Disney scrapped for being too dark, to the point where it's basically a horror movie. But I do have to warn you, this video isn't for the faint of heart. You're never gonna look at the Zootopia franchise in the same way ever again. This story takes place before Zootopia 1, revealing the dark lore of the city of Zootopia. We see a board with the slogan, "Welcome to Zootopia," where anyone can be anything. But predators wearing shock collars roam the streets. Their faces ooze with depression. Not an ounce of joy can be found. Bob! A wolf accidentally bumps into a bunny. He gets on his knees. "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I swear it was an accident." Meanwhile, a little polar bear is having a birthday party. He's super excited about finally becoming an adult. His father is not. He looks like he could burst into tears any second, and they're not tears of joy. He calls his son up on the stage. It's time for the Zootopian coming-of-age ritual. With a shaking hand, he takes out a shock collar. Now that the little boy is grown up, he's a threat and needs to be tamed. The little boy is overwhelmed with joy and excitement as his father puts it on him. He's never worn a shock collar, so he doesn't know what it is. He thinks it's just a symbol of adulthood because his parents and grandparents always wear it. He believes Zootopia is a place where anyone can be anything. That's what he heard, and he can't wait to be a part of it.
Thanks, Dad! What does this thing do? It looks so cool! Why does it have a light? It's pretty tight. Can you please loosen it up a bit?
I'll tell you tomorrow, son. I want you to enjoy your birthday, but promise me you'll behave. Promise me!
Of course I'll behave. I always do, don't I? Why are you mad? Did I do something wrong?
No, son, but it's important now, more than ever, that you behave. Always.
Confetti and balloons drop from the ceiling as the Zootopian coming-of-age ritual is complete. The little polar bear jumps in excitement. Zap! The kid gets shocked. He runs to his father crying and tightly hugs him. Any form of strong emotion from predators is forbidden and seen as a threat, regardless of what that emotion is.
I'm so sorry, son. I should have told you. You must control your emotions. You only get 3 chances. The first 2 violations will be warning shocks, and the third will be the final shock.
What's the final shock?
Control your emotions and you'll be fine!
We cut to the main character of the story, Nick Wilde. Yes, Nick was originally intended to be the main character of Zootopia. In this version, he's not just a slimy salesman. He's an extremely witty genius with an ambitious plan to overthrow this oppressive system once and for all. BAM! He gets hit by a truck and sent to the hospital. This genius forgot to look both ways before crossing the street. He needs neck surgery, but in order to do that, the doctor has to temporarily remove his collar. So they put him in a secure cage while a laser cuts it off. But before the operation begins, Nick grabs the laser and melts the cage bars. The doctor presses a comically large red button and sirens go off. Not just in the hospital, but all over Zootopia. Everyone gets an emergency alert on their phones. A predator is free. The same emergency broadcast plays on every radio and TV. A predator is free. Stay inside. Barricade your doors. If you see it, inform authorities immediately. Hundreds of police cars rush to the hospital, and guards barge through the door with batons, which will be a problem, since Nick's been controlled by a collar his entire life, so even though he's a predator, he forgot how to fight. Nick panics. He grabs the doctor and points the laser at his throat.
I just want my collar off, and I'll leave Zootopia. I don't want to hurt him.
Oh no! Please, don't hurt him with that laser!
Nick looks at his hand and sees his laser was replaced by a stick. Someone taps his shoulder from behind. He turns around and sees Judy Hops pointing the laser at him. And yes, Judy was originally supposed to be the bad guy.
Looking for something, Mr. Fox? Should have held it tighter. You're under arrest.
How did you get in? Judy fires the laser through the open window behind her she snuck in from, then handcuffs Nick. Nick is taken to court.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Really? You're gonna deny you tried to escape? But there were 4 cameras, 5 witnesses, and a broken cage saying you did. What do you have to say about all that evidence?
Oh, I'm not denying I tried to escape. I totally tried to escape. And I don't feel guilty.
You clearly don't feel remorse. I sentence you to 2 shocks and increased sensitivity.
Zap! Zap!
Because of the severity of his crime, Nick gets 2 shocks in a row. Meaning if he slips up one more time, he's gonna get the final shock. And since he doesn't feel remorse, he's on increased sensitivity, meaning the amount of emotion he needs to have to get shocked dramatically decreases. He's on the thinnest ice possible. but he walks out of the courtroom smiling. Everyone's confused. Why isn't he terrified?
Did you hear what I said? You've only got one chance.
Loud and clear. Bye-bye! Nick isn't scared because everything that just happened so far was all according to Nick's plan. He intentionally threw himself in front of that truck so he'll break his neck and need to have his collar temporarily removed for surgery so he can secretly steal the laser after melting the cage and hide it in his pocket. He took out a fake 3D printed laser and put it to the doctor's throat. Judy took it and arrested Nick. He got his punishment and left the courtroom. The prey think they've outsmarted Nick, but it's actually the other way around, because Nick still has the real laser in his pocket. They've only confiscated the fake one. Now, it's time for the second part of Nick's master plan. Mice run over Nick's tail with their car, trying to get Nick to feel strong emotion so he'll get the final shock. But Nick doesn't even flinch, almost as if he's trained for this for a long time. Now, Nick Wilde wants to build an underground theme park both figuratively and literally called Wild Times, where he'll use the laser to free predators of their collars and let them run wild in the theme park, feeling whatever emotions they want, then tape their collar back when they leave. He wants to show them how good it feels to be off collar, so they won't bend the knee to their oppressors and will be willing to fight for freedom. On their third visit to the park, Nick will recruit them into his rebel army. He'll hide recruits in the park until he gets enough to start a rebellion against the prey, so no predator will have to wear a shock collar ever again. Only problem is, he's broke. He needs a loan to build the theme park. He asks everybody. But because he was on the news for trying to escape, nobody trusts him, and prey keep bullying him to get him to feel strong emotion. Nick is on the verge of giving up. Maybe he should just free himself and leave Zootopia instead of trying to be a hero and save everybody else. Enough is enough. If this one doesn't work, I'm out of here. Nick pitches his idea. The polar bear looks interested, but he hesitates.
Congratulations, you're the only one who listened to my entire pitch without kicking me out. I can tell you want to do it. What's the matter?
I need to be on my best behavior. Every year, the government lets 100 of the most well-behaved predators leave Zootopia with their collars off if they promise to never return. They can even take all their friends and family with them.
Oh, come on, big guy. I didn't think you'd be a teacher's pet. Don't you want to save all the predators?
No, I only want to save my son. Teaming up with you will put our lives at risk. That reminds me. Reporting you for this will probably get me good enough to be in the top 100.
The polar bear grabs Nick and drags him towards the door. Nick sees the polar bear's son in the corner. He uses the laser to melt his collar off.
Look, Dad, he took my collar off. It feels amazing. Take my dad's collar off, too. Help him build his theme park, Dad.
No, you want to put your life at risk.
You want Zootopia to be a place where anyone can be anything, right?
They'll set us free if we turn him in. You want to be free, right?
I could have freed myself and left you guys in this dump, but I stayed, risking my life to try to free you and everybody else. If you turn me in, you might not have a collar anymore, but that doesn't mean you'll be free. You'll forever be haunted by what you had to do to get there.
Help him, Dad.
No means no.
Pretty please.
Pretty please.
Only on one condition, Fox.
And what would that be?
You give me and my son free tickets.
Well, then you got yourself a deal.
And I charge you 80% interest.
Nick gets the loan and eventually builds his theme park. It's a smashing hit with all the predators. Recruits for his Rebel Alliance flood in. Some even ask to join on their first time. Nick's master plan is almost complete, but there's one final problem. Judy Hops. She's praised as a hero for arresting Nick Wilde and is assigned by the Mayor Pigsley to investigate Nick and make sure he's up to no funny business. With how calm Nick was, the mayor's onto him. Judy goes undercover. She wears a fox costume and follows Nick. She sees Nick lift a secret hatch and enter a secret room. Judy walks behind him. $20.
For what?
Nick looks at Judy's fox costume suspiciously. All the predators know what Wild Times is and where it is. If they're entering the secret room, they should know what the fee is for, unless they're an undercover.
For what reason is it so expensive?
Judy saw Nick's distrusting face and figured out not knowing what the fee was for is for some reason sus. So she pretends to know, changing her sentence to be a question about the price.
'Cause I'm risking getting the final shock for this? That reason good enough for you?
Judy pays and they slide down a slide and enter the underground theme park. She sees all the predators with their collars off. She takes off her costume.
You're under arrest!
And takes out her tranq shooter, but Nick destroys it with the laser.
Oh, so close. Almost had me there, Carrots.
They're gonna come looking for me soon.
Come with me. Nick grabs Judy's hand and gives her a tour of the park. He shows her how happy the predators are.
Wow, they sure are having a good time. I've never seen predators this happy before.
They sure are. It's a lot easier to have fun when you don't get shocked for it.
What are you talking about?
Predators only get shocked when they're aggressive.
Nope. Any strong emotion gets us shocked. Nick ties a shock collar around Judy's finger. Boo! Judy gets scared, her finger is zapped.
Oh my god! They told us predators only get shocked when they're aggressive. You're telling me all this time you've been getting shocked just for strong emotions?
Yep. Who told you otherwise?
Mayor Pigsley.
That lying pig! Didn't anyone ever tell you the truth?
Nobody knows the truth. We were all repeatedly told it's only for aggression.
Wow. I thought you prey just hated us. You have to tell everyone about this.
I definitely...
Shing! A wolf claws Judy from behind. A rebel saw a prey who's also a cop inside Wild Times and attacked. No! Stop!
My parents always told me not to trust a fox. I should have listened to them. I'm reporting this place to Mayor Pigsley.
No, please trust me. This was a misunderstanding!
Tell it to the judge.
Judy slides through the wolf's legs and makes a run for it. She starts climbing up the slide. Nick takes out his laser and cuts the slide in half. The bottom half with Judy in it starts to fall down, but Judy quickly sprints out and jumps to the second half. Her hand barely grabs it. She pulls herself up and escapes. Nick is terrified. It's game over. They're all gonna get caught. All his hard work is gonna go down the drain. And when it's all over, he knows they're gonna put his shock collar back on and give him the final shock. All the rebels gather together with the same sorrowful faces and look at Nick. Are we goners, boss? Nick hesitates. He takes a deep breath and says, yes, most of us probably won't see the light of day ever again. But every predator in Zootopia will be free, because we're marching to the city hall ahead of schedule. Even though there's not enough rebels yet, this is their only chance. So, Nick and his rebels emerge out from their underground theme park and get ready to storm the city hall, where Mayor Pigsley is. They all march side by side in rows, locking arms. Zootopia went into panic mode when one predator escaped. Imagine how things will be now that there's hundreds of predators on the loose. Climactic battle music plays as they arrive at the gates of the city hall. It's heavily fortified. Every police officer in Zootopia is guarding it. They stand behind their police cars set up as a wall. On top of the cars are elephants holding riot shields. In the little gaps in between cars, hundreds of cops point their tranq shooters at the predators, ready to fire at a moment's notice. Two elephants step aside, and a mysterious figure walks through. It steps into the streetlight. It's Mayor Pigsley. All right, Pig, here's the deal. We let you keep ruling Zootopia if you take off all our collars. Capiche? Mayor Pigsley stays silent. She slowly shakes her head. Nick takes out his laser and fires it at Miss Pigsley. Pigsley takes out a mirror and rebounds the beam back at Nick's laser, and it explodes. Kaboom!
I'll counter that offer. If Nick Wilde is no more, I'll let you all be in the 100 most well-behaved predators who get set free.
What about the other predators in Zootopia?
Where are your manners, fox? I was speaking to them. Do not interrupt.
What do you mean by Nick Wilde is no more?
You know very well what I mean.
And we can take our kids with us?
Absolutely. Chop chop, quickly now, before I have a change of mind.
A handful of predators step out of their rows and slowly walk towards Nick Wilde.
Oh, come on, guys. After all we've been through.
The wolf steps up to Nick and takes out his claws. Wham! The polar bear slams the wolf into the ground.
That fox still has to pay me back!
The other predators apologize and fall back in line.
Quite the poor choice you've made. The consequences shall arrive shortly.
Mayor Pigsley goes back behind the barricade and into the city hall. She whispers something into the chief's ear. The police open fire. The predators charge at the barricade, getting mowed down by tranqs one after another. The polar bear steps up and charges full speed. Tranqs hit him, but they're not strong enough to knock him out.
Concentrate fire on the bear.
All the tranq shooters stop firing and turn to the bear.
Pew, pew, pew.
Hundreds of tranqs hit him, and he gets dizzy. But he remembers his son getting shocked on his birthday. Fuming with rage, he keeps charging. He finally faints, but the police run out of ammo. While they're reloading, the predators have reached the barricade, but it's too strong. And the elephants keep knocking them back with their shields when they try to jump over it. Wham! Rhinos slam into the barricade. The predators jump on the rhinos' backs and jump over the elephants. But the police officers have reloaded. They clash with the predators. While they're fighting, Nick and a handful of predators slip through and arrive at the gates of the city hall. They claw at it, but it's sealed shut. There's no getting through. Nick looks up at the windows.
Guys, throw me up.
The Preds with him grab Nick and toss him all the way up to the window. Nick breaks in and searches around the city hall for Mayor Pigsley. Bodyguards with batons see him.
Hey, it's that fox again. I missed you guys too.
They chase Nick as he runs for his life. On the last door in the hallway, he sees a sign that says Mayor's office. He barges through the door, shuts it, and locks it. Mayor Pigsley sits at her desk, turns in her chair, and stares at Nick.
Well.
Hold off on that evil monologue for just a minute, Porkchop. I gotta barricade the door. The guards bang on the door. Nick quickly throws Pigsley's table in front of it. Then her chair, rug, bookshelf, and lipstick. The guards try very hard, but they're not able to get in.
Was the lipstick really necessary? I need it. I'll look like a pig without it.
Nick takes out his claws and slowly walks towards Pigsley.
It's over, Pigsley. But lucky for you, my offer's still on the table.
Well, I disrespectfully decline. And I wouldn't take another step closer if I were you.
Pigsley takes out a red button with a skull and crossbones on it.
If I were to press this button, every predator in Zootopia shall receive the final shock. You wouldn't like that, would you, Mr. Fox?
You're bluffing. If you could do that, you would have already done it.
Oh, I definitely would. But the other prey in this city won't understand. They're soft. They'll impeach me. That's why I plan to get rid of you predators slowly and steadily, to not cause a scene. Do you know what really happens to the 100 most well-behaved predators? When they arrive at the city hall expecting to be rewarded with freedom, they receive the final shock instead. I don't want them gone from Zootopia. I want them gone for good. Predators have violence in their DNA. Zootopia can only be in harmony once every predator is removed. They can bring their friends and family with them, so they get removed as well. That way, nobody looks for the missing predators. And finally, no predator would stand up to me. They'll all be on their best behavior, ratting each other out thinking they'll receive freedom. So, Mr. Nick, will you call off your thugs, or shall I be forced to press the button?
Oh no, please don't press the button.
Mayor Pigsley looks at her hand and sees the button has been replaced with a box of microwavable carrots.
Looking for something? Should have held it tighter.
But Judy, you're on my side. That savage wolf attacked you after the fox tricked you, remember?
Yeah, but then I heard your evil monologue. It was pretty messed up.
Trust me, Judy. I'm doing what's best for Zootopia. Please, hand me the button.
Nah.
Judy, I'll promote you to police chief. I'll give you all the money you want. I'll even let you be mayor after I'm done with the predators. I'll give you anything for that button. Just name it.
Judy crushes the button.
You fool! Do you realize what you...
Nick reactivates his shock collar and puts it on Pigsley.
Be careful now. It's on 2 shocks and extra sensitivity. You better stop being afraid.
Nicholas, you still have a hefty loan to pay, right? I can help you with that if you...
Boo!
If you want to see a kid-friendly rewrite, click here.